overall, this one does fall in Tennessee's favor. Where we'll give our prediction here in just a little bit, but I'll ask you this, Zach. Outside of Nico, maybe outside of Dylan Sampson too, who's the player that you're looking at that's the big impact guy in this one?
Well, I mean, on the defensive side of the ball, maybe this is James Pierce's coming out party. You know, he doesn't have the stats, but he's still impacting games. I mean, you see it. There's a lot of times he's getting close to the quarterback. Teams are game planning around him to get the ball out of their quarterback's hands quickly, or really the whole defensive line, but specifically Pierce. The lack of stats there doesn't really concern me at all, but you do want to see that guy have a 3 or 4 sack game, and I think it's coming, and this could be the weekend that happens. On the offensive side of the ball, you know, there's so many players. They're rotating so many wide receivers. You got 3 tight ends. But for me, and especially after that Alabama-Georgia game, and I wrote about this yesterday morning, I want to see more Mike Matthews. I want to see more of the true freshman.
Yes.
Dude's an elite talent, and you see Alabama with Ryan Williams, who's only 17, which is completely absurd to me. That play that he made to win the game for Alabama is one of the best plays I've ever seen by a wide receiver, period. The catch, the body control, the spin move, it was incredible. And I'm not saying Mike Matthews is or isn't that, or trying to compare him to Ryan Williams in any way. But when you saw him in the Kent State game, which was brief, he only got a couple of touches, it was electric. You could just tell that guy is a future star, and that he has the ability to take a game over, to impact the game. The way he moves, the catch he made on the touchdown, just the body control that he showed, that's kind of stuff that's, Tennessee's got some talented receivers that'll play in the NFL, but Matthews, I think, has the highest ceiling of all of them, and he should. He's the highest rated recruit of all of them. Let's see more of this guy. I'm not saying he's got to go out there and start in place of Brew or Thornton or Squirrel or anything like that, but let's just put him in the rotation a little heavier. I think he can handle it. If they're doing it at Alabama, you know, why shy away from it at Tennessee? That's kind of my thing. And DeBoer's offense too. It's not Heupel's offense, but it is some similar concepts where you use some tempo, you use some spacing, you're just trying to get the ball to playmakers, some choice route type stuff. You know, it's possible for true freshmen to make an impact in that type of offense.
For sure. I guess I'll trying to think of exactly who it might be. I want to go with defense, maybe just Jermod McCoy, because they have Arkansas has Jaquindon Jackson in the backfield rushing, but and he's been really solid, really good. I believe as of right now, he is the only running back in the SEC with more yards overall than Dylan Sampson. But I think Tennessee's defensive line as a whole unit should be able to shut that down. I'm expecting that, and I think they're going to get after Taylor Green. No offense to Addison Nichols, but I think Tennessee's defensive line is going to eat. And so it comes down to, can you defend the pass? Maybe it's Jermod McCoy, Boo Carter, it's
Jacoby Thomas.
Take a pick.
Who's proven to be a hard hitter. I don't know. I guess we'd already done the show last week, and this is kind of going back to Oklahoma for a second. The injury report came out for Oklahoma, and we talked about this. There was like 10 players out for Oklahoma, and about all of their wide receivers. It was just kind of seeing that was a reminder of, not really a reminder, you kind of saw how hard Tennessee plays on defense and how hard they hit. I mean, they beat Oklahoma up.
Football is back, and what better way to bet on the big games than on Zen Sports, the new sportsbook in Tennessee that's bringing sports betting to a whole new level. When you sign up for Zen Sports, you'll automatically earn up to a $100 no-danger first wager. If your first bet loses, you'll be reimbursed for the amount of your bet up to $100. And for the football season, Zen Sports is launching a revamped betting platform for both college football and the NFL. And what's better? With our new look, Zen Sports will be offering daily promotions, including odds boosts, same-game parlays, no-danger wagers, and much more. Zen Sports also offers a one-of-a-kind VIP rewards program, and if you qualify, you can earn monthly comps at sporting events, concerts, and even sportsbook bonuses. It's by invite only. So go to zinsports.com/VIP for details. What are you waiting for, football fans? Start betting with Zen Sports, where you will receive true odds on all parlays and an enhanced user experience. Get going. Download their app at zinsports.com today. Zen Sports betting just got better. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. No danger. First wager limited to plus 500 odds to qualify. Boosted odds are derived from equivalent parlay bets offered in Tennessee. Must be 21 or older in Tennessee to bet. Zen Sports.
And those guys were hurting. And Jacoby Thomas was a big reason why that was the case, because he certainly laid out one of their wide receivers on the sideline.
Yeah, it always warms my heart when they just give that kind of effort. And yeah, you have to be careful. You don't want to get the targeting call or whatever, but just let it fly. Let it go. I mean, maybe be careful with the quarterback, a little more careful, because that clearly they're pretty sensitive about that. But whoever it might be, somebody in this secondary, 1 pick, 2 pick, maybe pick 6, something huge, because it's a little bit of an interesting matchup. I was just looking. The top 4 receivers for Arkansas: Andrew Armstrong, Isaiah Cetena, I think is how it's said, Isaac Tesla. It's spelled like Tesla, but it's also like TESLAA. Who knows? Tyrone Broden. 3 of those 4 guys are over 6'4". I mean, they got some towering wide receivers, and it's their top wide receivers. So it's kind of an interesting matchup. I mean, you typically your defensive backs are not taller guys, and how does Tennessee defend that? And I hope that the guys that step up, because it's been every week, Tennessee's defensive backs haven't been tested. Do I disagree with that? No, but that talking point is so tired at this point.
They just assume that they're not going to be good, which is silly because you're basing it on the past couple of seasons when it's entirely new personnel.
Fully.
And most of the personnel that we saw the last 2 seasons, a lot of it was inherited. And that's not shade at the players. It's not shade at who Jeremy Pruitt brought in. Nothing like that. It's just you got guys that you went and got now. And no, you haven't had to see them really step up and win a game for Tennessee. But to assume that they can't or that they won't is, we don't know. We haven't seen it yet. So we really don't know. I like what I've seen from them, though. Certainly Jermod McCoy. And I think Boo Carter obviously has the potential to be a really good player for Tennessee, and Jacoby Thomas, Ricky Gibson. I mean, there's talented guys there, and I think you should have confidence in this secondary until they give you a reason not to. I don't think it's fair to judge them based on what's happened in the past.
That's exactly where I was going to go. They are innocent until proven guilty in my book, because to exactly what you just said, it's a fully new set of guys. Like, this is not, if it was the same set of dudes last year and they just haven't been tested like everybody's been saying, fine then, I guess. But we've seen Jermod McCoy be a dog. We've seen Jacoby Thomas be a dog. We've seen Boo Carter, the athleticism is off the charts. And yet we're still talking like, well, they're probably bad, but we just haven't seen them be bad yet. Like, that's such a stupid talking point. They are innocent until proven guilty to me, and hopefully they can keep it up and play well here. The dudes that Arkansas has aren't world beaters, but like I said, they're tall, rangy guys that could probably go up and get a football, and so you're gonna have to play well.
And it's 2 great comments by Ethan here in the comments. Tennessee needs DBs capable of covering 3 seconds. They've proven that they can. You hate to borrow a line from Butch Jones, but complementary football is incredibly important. And there are times when secondaries get burnt, and it's not necessarily because they're bad. It's because they had to cover for so long because the defensive line wasn't getting any pressure. You give a quarterback enough time to scramble around, and eventually something might come open if they're not getting any pressure. Tennessee's not probably going to be in many of those situations because of how good this defensive line is and because of how much pressure they create. So, that's nothing. It's a good thing that they haven't been tested yet. You hope that they're not. We'll see what happens if they do. But even if they give up a big play, and I know you can probably see it coming, if they give up a big play to Arkansas or Florida, whoever, to me, oh, there's the Tennessee secondary that, we were, sometimes it's going to happen. It's just like a pitcher makes a good pitch in baseball. Sometimes it gets hit. I mean, you really can't control. Sometimes the other team just makes a play and you've got to accept it and move on. So let's let them build their body of work before we pass too much judgment there. And I like his earlier comment too. What's more likely, Nico going 22 for 30 for 320 yards and 3 touchdowns with a rushing TD, or Will Levis making an inexplicable turnover and striking the surrender cobra pose? Well, we've already seen that, so it's...
Yeah, I mean, Levis tonight, they are playing another team that stinks in the Dolphins.
I'm not a big Levis guy, but I have a feeling he's going to have a solid game. I think because he's a talented guy, just terrible decision making. I think he's going to have a better game tonight.
Yeah, I will say this will be his 4th chance this season to have a decent game. I'll say he finally does it tonight. And I mean, what we're going to end up saying this, and he's going to have like the worst game of his career tonight. Whatever. But as I said, the 22 for 30 for 320 and 3 TDs and a rushing touchdown, that's coming for Nico. It's coming down the pike. Will it be this week? I'm not sure, because I think Arkansas's defense can be stingy, but that is coming down the pike. I mean, Florida's defense, I think they're like 15th in passing, 16th in rushing defense. I mean, they're wretched. And you're going to have a game maybe against them where he goes absolutely off. It is a matter of when, not if. And I'm excited to see it happen.